how's it going out there today, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here in Indiana. I'm going to do a weekly recap, and it's been a great one. It's been an amazing week. I can't believe this week. If you could, hit that thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button for me if you want to see more of this. We do it every week without fail. Good, bad, indifferent, I don't care. Also, check out the description down below. I got a link to the mud flap out down there. I think everybody should check that out. If you buy your own fuel, definitely sign up for mud flap. If you use my promo code down there, you get yourself $10 worth of free fuel. I get $10 worth of free fuel, and it's a beautiful thing. So, and also I have a second channel down there. Check that out. It's about trucking with diabetes. But let's get to this week, okay? Rates are unbelievable right now, okay? I'm currently on a load yesterday. I took this load yesterday, and I posted the truck on a load board, and I literally could not answer the phone fast enough. They were calling. I was on the hold with one. He was trying to see if he could get more money. I had two more call me while I was on hold with this guy. The first one that called me from Houston, they were going from, it was going from South Dakota to Houston. He called me and said, hey, I got this load. It was a great load, great paying load to Houston. And I asked him, where's it loading out of? And it was loading out of a place I vowed I would never load out of again. They made me sit there for 10 hours one time to load, and they did not pay me any detention for that. And they said they were going to pay detention, that brokerage did. And so I told them, no thank you, and I told them why. Be sure you tell these brokers, if you deny loads for stuff like that, tell the broker what's going on. That way they know why people won't haul that freight, and they know maybe next time I should pay attention, because now I got a load sitting out in the middle of South Dakota, and there was no reefer trucks in that area. Like West Minnesota, like Eastern South Dakota, there was not many reefer trucks at all out there. I know they were struggling to find somebody to pull that load, and it had to be there. Like it had a stop in Kansas, and then it had two stops in the Houston area. And you know, he offered me a really good rate to pull that to Houston, and I told him no. I was like, I got other options. Everything's popping out here right now. And I said, you know, I'm not going to go sit and waste a day because y'all didn't pay me attention last time. So, you know, stick to your guns. Got a couple other calls. One guy wanted me to take a load to Georgia, paying really good. One guy wanted me to go to Jersey, paying pretty good. But I settled on the load I got now because not only did it pay as much as all the others, like per mile, but I got them to agree to reimburse me for the tolls. And as y'all know, from Minnesota to Maryland, quite a few tolls in there, you know. Illinois has about $40, $50 worth of tolls. Indiana's about a $55 toll. Ohio is about a $35 toll. And then you got the Pennsylvania Turnpike, which is like $100 and something. And then when we get into Maryland, you know, like I can actually take the toll roads. You know, I'm not even stressing it. So stick to your guns. You know, there's a lot of negotiating power out there right now. You know, because the guy called me about this load. This load, he was stressing this load, and he already had a good rate per mile on it. I mean, it's close to $4 a mile, and you know, I still wanted more. I told him, I said, hey, you know, he said this number. I said about $500 higher, which was about 10% more, you know, and I said, hey, you know, that's the way it is, man. And he said, I can't go any higher on the rate, but he said I could probably get them to reimburse your tolls. And, you know, I don't operate on probablys. You know, I need that in writing because this is a legal, you know, it's a business transaction. It's a legal thing. You know, I need to know I'm getting that, because if not, I said my phone's ringing off the hook right now. I mean, literally, as soon as one would hang up, another one would call me back, and I would say, well, I need more money. And they would go, all right, let me call you back and see if I can get more money. You know what I mean? It was like in a 20-minute span, I probably took 6 phone calls. So, you know, I was in a really good spot out there. Like, you know, sometimes when you're in the middle of nowhere, it's the best way to be because there ain't nobody else out there to compete with. You know, it's like, yeah, there's more freight in a major city, but sometimes there's a lot more trucks in a major city. So stick to your guns. Know your area. Like, know like, you got to acknowledge if there's a ton of trucks in the area, you got to acknowledge that, you know. But if you're out there and there's not many trucks in the area, make them pay. That'd be my advice. So let's get down to the weekly recap real quick. I did 3 loads this week. Did 1 load, Chicago to Atlanta. That load was unbelievable. I did a video about that load. Stellar load. And so that one made $6,250 on that. And that's to the carrier, $5,000 to the truck. So that's a really good load. Second one was from south of Atlanta, down around like Columbus area, up to just north of Atlanta. That was $1,000 for a 150-mile load. So that was really good. $1,000 to the carrier, $800 to the truck. And then the third load I did was from North Atlanta back up to the boondocks of Minnesota. And that was an expedited load. I picked that up Wednesday afternoon. Had to be there 1,200 miles away Friday morning. I did haul butt on that one. I trucked that one. But that one paid $3,850 to the carrier. That paid $3,080 to me. To the truck, I should say, not to me. You know, the truck requires things before the money trickles down to me. It goes like this. It goes carrier, truck, then me. I bought fuel on that load with the mud flap out for $1.97 in Illinois, which is $1.38. It's $1.38 a gallon. So say $1.39 to round up. $1.39 minus IFTA, guys. It's unbelievable. Had really good fuel mileage this week, probably like 8.5 ballpark. I haven't been keeping good track of it because I've had so much going on this week, but it's been really good. That first load I did was 19,000 pounds. The second load I did was about 16,000 pounds. That was a load of chicken. And the final load I did was the expedited load, weighed 7,250 pounds. And I was surprised it would even weigh that. It was like 16 pallets, but they literally had 1 piece of metal on each pallet shrink wrapped. The pallets probably weighed as much as the product did. So did really good on fuel mileage, other than having to truck them a little faster because the load down from Chicago to Georgia, I had to run it pretty hard. The second load, it was only 150 miles, so what does that matter? And then the third load, I had to truck that one about, speed limit the whole way, 70, 65, pretty much the whole way. So, but it was light, so, bonus there. So let's talk revenue, guys. Revenue has been like crazy this week. This is my best week ever. My previous best week ever was like $10,200. You can go back and check that video. I did a weekly recap there. I think it's titled, "If you want to be the big dog, you got to get off the porch," or some cliche title like that. So this week we did $11,100 in revenue this week. Praise Jesus. That's $8,880 to the truck. So that is $442 a mile to the carrier. That is $3.54 a mile to the truck. That's $4.57 a mile, loaded miles. Did 2,514 miles this week, with 86 miles of deadhead, which is 4%. Because, it's funny, I wasn't even planning on doing that second load, and I was going to deadhead from Columbus, Columbus, Georgia, where my first load ended, back up to North Atlanta to get that other load coming back to Minnesota. And somebody, they call me and they say, one of the guys in the office was like, "Hey, I see you're in Atlanta and you're not picking up till like tomorrow afternoon," which technically would have been the day after, but I was getting emptied that night, like at 10 o'clock, and I was reloading the next day at 3 or something. I think the appointment was on that one. So I was getting empty at 10 at night, reloading at 3 the next day. And he was like, "Hey, you want to do a quick load while you're waiting?" And I was like, "Well, of course I do. What's it pay?" $1,000. It's going like the town next to the one you're picking up in, coming back to Minnesota. It literally picked up at the town next to the one I was delivering at. That load had 13 miles of deadhead. I literally rode down some little pig path 13 miles and picked up. Got back up to the North Atlanta, dropped it, and then I typed in my next pickup, and I was like 40 miles away on that one. So instead of having like a 160 mile deadhead or something like that, I had a 40 mile deadhead and tacked on another 1,000. That's what freight's doing right now. If you're an owner operator, I suggest you be busting heads right now, because you never know when it's going to go back. You know, you hear a lot of people say that. You never know when it's going to go down again. You don't, and it's true. That's why so many of them say it. But at the same time, you know, get it now. Get it now, especially if you haul groceries. It's that time of year, guys. It's like the perfect storm hitting right now. You know, you got Halloween candy needing to move. You got Thanksgiving food, like the pre-packaged box foods, needing to move right now. And meat production's going up because it's coming into the holiday season. So, you know, don't be working cheap. Don't be working cheap right now. Ain't no time for it. But yeah, 2,514 total miles. To make $11,100 revenue on 2,500 miles is unbelievable. And that, let me explain this for the lease purchase guys real quick that are doing that $1 a mile lease purchase. So if you ran 2,500 miles this week for a refrigerated lease purchase deal, what'd you make? Did you make $3,500 revenue? Believe me, they're getting rates like I'm talking about right now. They're making $11,000. And then what they're going to do is they're going to take $11,000 revenue. They're going to pay you like $1.20 probably of it. So let's say you get $3,000 of the 11. Right off the bat, they made $8,000 off of you. And then they come down to the next line where they gave you that 3,500 or $3,000 or whatever it was for running 2,500 miles. Then they want that $1,200 truck payment out of that. So now they're taking, not only did they take 2/3 off the top, now when it comes down to your money, they want half of it again. Get out of it, man. Get out of it. But anyway, that's my rant for today. So let's talk expenses. $770 in diesel, good fuel economy, not a lot of miles, love it. $33 in reefer. The first load was 33 degrees start and stop, and the second load was 20 degrees. But it only had that load on me for like 3 hours from the time I pre-cooled, picked it up, delivered it. It was like 3 hours. And I did refill reefer yesterday, and it was expensive because I just let it run down. But anyway, so this last week, $770 on diesel, $33 on reefer, $20 on def, $19 on tolls, and $30 on parking. That's a lot of parking. I'm not crazy about that. But you do what you got to do out here. Which brings my total variable cost to $872 variable cost. Let's come back over to the revenue side real quick. $11,100 to the carrier, $8,880 to the truck, $872 minus that because of variable cost leaves me $8,008 to do what I got to do with this week. It's a banger. It's a banger of a week, and I'll be honest with you, the way I'm starting this one off, this one could be better than that one. Just depends. I mean, I ain't going to count my chickens yet, but it's starting off really good just like that one did. So, you know, it may not be another record breaker, but I got a feeling it's going to be another good one, revenue-wise. So, you know, as long as we stay on track and everything comes together, you know, it'll work. But that's it, guys. That's the week. $8,008 left over after I paid everything. You know, I'm not really doing nothing that special out here, guys. So just think of that. If you're in a lease purchase deal and you're getting taken advantage of, save you up a few $1,000s, put a down payment on a truck that's yours, that you'll own one day, and lease it on to a carrier. If you don't want to get your own numbers, lease it on to an 80-20 split carrier. There are lots of them out there. Just do a little research. You know, find the one that's right for you. And yeah, because I've did lease purchase twice, and you know, having $8,008 left over at the end of the week is more like a month in a lease purchase if you're doing everything right. I mean, if you make what, $1,800 to $1,800 at the end of the week at the lease purchase, you feel like you won. I mean, you know, out of that $8,008, say I put $1,000 into my maintenance account, I'm still at $7,000. You know, I make double truck payments, double insurance payments, I'm still in like the $6,000 range. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about, you know, having the power to do, you know, make that kind of revenue. And you don't do it in most lease purchases. You know, they're giving you bull crap rates, even if it is a percentage deal. A lot of times, you know, you're not getting a great rate. But anyway, guys, that's my advice to you. I wish everybody would do that and stop letting these mega carriers make so much money off of us. We work too hard out here. You know, when I go on these rants, I'm not doing it to demean. I'm not talking down to anybody. I've done lease purchase twice myself, so I can't talk bad about you for doing it. I just talk bad about the carriers that do it, because, you know, it's too hard out here to be giving them all the money while they sit back in their, you know, in their Bentleys, in their, you know, private jets. You know what I mean? There's too many guys out here. You know, I sleep in this bunk for 3 weeks in a row and went home for one night, and now I'm right back at it. You know, I'm on a mission, and I just can't imagine putting in that kind of effort and not seeing, you know, these kind of numbers. It would be very disheartening. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. I appreciate everybody coming by. Be sure to hit that like button if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see this every week. And come check us out on a live. I do a lot of live shows. They're very fun, I think. Just truckers hanging around, talking smack. You know, it's like sitting at the counter at Country Pride. Not quite that bad, but it, you know, it's just truckers shooting the bull. But anyway, guys, take care of each other out there. Bye.